Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is outside of medicine. Continue to read the Iliad by Homer. I'm going to continue to read. So she wavered, but the earth already held them fast. Long dead in the life-giving earth of Lacedaemon, the dear land of their fathers. Now through Troy, the heralds brought the offerings for the gods. Sacred victims to bind and seal the oaths, 2 lambs and the wine that warms the heart. The yield of the wine filled goatskin sacks, and the herald's idols carried a gleaming bowl and golden wine cups. Reaching the old king's side, the crier roused him sharply. Son of Laomedon, rise up. They are calling for you now, commander of both armies, stallion-breaking Trojans and Argives armed in bronze. Come down to the plain so you can seal our oath. Now Paris, the Menelaus, Atreus, loved by Ares, will fight it out with their rugged spears for Helen. And Helen and all her treasures go to the man who wins. The rest will seal in blood their binding pacts of friendship. Our people will live in peace on the rich soil of Troy. Our enemies sail home to the sailing land of Argos, the land of Achaea, where the women are a wonder. A shudder went shooting through the old man, but he told his men to yoke the team at once. They promptly obeyed, and the prime climbed aboard. Pulling the reins back taut, Amina flanked him, mounting the gleaming car, and both men drove the team through the scanning gates, heading toward the plain. Reaching the front, they climbed down from the chariot onto the earth. They feed us all, and into the space between Achaean and Trojan lines they marched. Lord Agamemnon rose at once to greet them both, with the great tactician Odysseus by his side. The noble heralds brought on the victims marked for the gods to seal and bind the oaths. They mixed the contenders' wine in a large bowl and rinsed the warlords' waiting hands with water. Atreus' son drew forth the dagger, always slung at his battle sword's big sheath, cut some tufts from the lamb's head, and heralds passed them around to Achaeans and Trojan captains. Then Atreus' son Agamemnon stood in behalf of all, lifted his arms, and prayed in his deep resounding voice, Father Zeus, ruling over us all from Ida, God of greatness, God of glory, Helios, sun above us, you who see all, hear all things, rivers and earth, and you beneath the ground, who punish the dead. Whoever broke his oath, be witness here. Protect our binding pacts. In Paris brings Menelaus down in blood. He keeps Helen himself and all her wealth, and we sail home in our racing deep-sea ships. But if red-haired Menelaus brings down Paris, the Trojans surrender Helen and all her treasures, and they pay us reparations fair and fitting, a price to inspire generations still to come. But if Priam and Priam's son refuse to pay, refuse me, Agamemnon, with Paris beaten down, then I myself will fight it out for the ransom. I will battle here to the end of our long war. On those terms, he dragged his ruthless dagger across the lambs' throats and let them fall to the ground, dying, gasping away their life breath, cut short by the sharp bronze. Then, dipping up the wine from the mixing bowls, brimming their cups, pouring them on the earth, men said their prayers to the gods who never die. You could hear some Trojans or Achaeans calling, Zeus, God of greatness, God of glory, all you immortals, whichever contenders, trample on this treaty first, spill their brains on the ground as this wine spills. Theirs, their children's too, their enemies, reap their wives. But Zeus would not fulfill their prayers, not yet. Now Priam rose in their midst and took his leave. Hear me, Trojan, Achaeans, geared for combat. Home I go to windy Ilium, straight home now. This is more than I can bear, I tell you, to watch my son do battle with Menelaus. Loved by the war god, right before my eyes, Zeus knows, no doubt, and every immortal too, which fighter is doomed to end all this in death. And laying the victims in the chariots, noble Priam climbed aboard, pulling the reins back taut. Antenor flanked him, mounting the gleaming car, and back they drove again, heading home to Troy. But Priam's son, Prince Hector, and royal Odysseus measured off the ground for single combat first, then dropped 2 stones in a helmet, lots of casting, who would be first to hurl his bronze-tipped spear. The armies prayed and stretched their hands to the gods. You should hear some Trojan or Achaeans pleading, Father Zeus, ruling over us all from Iliad, God of greatness, glory. Whoever brought this war on both our countries, let him rot and sink to the house of death. But let our pacts of friendship all hold fast. So they prayed, as tall Hector, eyes averted under his flashing helmet, shook in the 2 lords hard, and Paris' lord leaped out. The troops sat down by rank, each beside their horses, pawing the ground where blazoned war gear lay. And now one warrior harnessed burnished armor on his back, magnificent Paris, fair-haired Helen's consort. First he wrapped his leg with well-made greaves, fastened behind the heels with silver ankle clasps. Next he strapped a breastplate around his chest, his brother like horns that fit him so well. I'm going to stop here today and continue next time. Thank you for watching.